What's going on, everybody? I'm gonna do a quick garage talk about the car, real quick. Yesterday we made a great amount of progress on the Coronet, but I figured something out that's gonna be a little weird. It's gonna look we I figured out a bit of parts that were uncommon um with other parts. Uh yeah, so let's go out in the shop and I'll tell you what's going on. Are you gonna fly the XB1? Yeah, we'll flight sim right after that, okay? Uh, what do we do now? Not
Discovery, go and
necessarily.
throttle up.
Hey, Fractal, what's up, man? 97 months. Not anything in particularly bad. I mean, it's just not anything that's gonna hose the project. It's just the car. The car might end up looking a little bit funny, but I'll tell you more about it when I get out there. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, can you hear me? Are we in sync? It's just you and me for now, Twitch. Just us. Just us. Um, you're quiet. Um, let me just get the cameras running. Sup? Okay. There's a little bit of an issue. It's not that big of a deal. I don't want to make it. I don't want to make it like too dramatic or anything. But long story short, this is going to end up looking very weird. I figured out today. So like I said, I did more work on the car. That was me. That was my phone pinging, by the way. I did more work on the car. I cleaned everything up, and then I started putting the wheel well. See it? We started putting the wheel well. Started mocking it up just to see, how everything looks, just to check for fitment, make sure everything is nice, right? And then I noticed something. Um, Let me just get the camera. Let me just get the camera aligned here, and then, all right. Let me show you. Starbase audio is a tad loud, okay? Give me a moment.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
Hey, J-Speed, you have a car question. All right. All right, there we go. There we go. It's now Starbase Live. Okay, so long story short, the two-door quarter panel and outer wheelhouse are different than the four-door. Not by much, but they are different. To the point where this thing's gonna look a little weird. Let me show you. It essentially boils down to this. Look, so I'm gonna load up the front cam here. You're working on replacing this VTEC oil valve gasket O-ring. Where's the website or place where I can find the specific torque specs on the bolts? Check forums for the car that you're working on. Need to do some fab work. Yeah, there's a little bit of work that needs to be done. Okay, that's my phone once again. Here, look. All right, so that's the quarter panel. It's for the most part in place. Or not the quarter panel, that's the wheelhouse. It's for the most part in place. And it looks pretty damn good. Everything fit from, if you notice, there's a little bit of a gap right here. That's because the front of it, I haven't cut the front of it down to get this to work, but look right here. See these 2 points? They're touching each other. I started to notice something here. A 2-door car has a different type of wheel well than a 4-door car. The 4-door car, so this is the fender line right here, okay? That's where the quarter panel is going to connect, right? Makes sense. Now, here's a piece of the quarter that I cut off last night, or yesterday. If I hang that in the exact same spot, what do you see? That is the exact place where this thing was cut out from last night. I know because there are similarities. This flanged piece where this bracket picks up, right there. They cover on top of each other. Look. See the difference? And also, it looks like there's a little bit more clearance in the sedan wheel wells than there is with the 2 doors, but that just could be the stamping. But either way, look, this is where the bottom of the quarter panel is. Bottom of the quarter panel is right here. Okay? The wheel well for the sedan is down here somewhere. It's down there. Do you see that? Where we have about a 2-inch difference. Actually, it's about 3, all said and done. 3-inch difference. So the sedan wheel well is down here somewhere. The reason why it's down here is so it can pick up and match the accent line on the door. Okay? It's so this looks all nice going all the way down. It looks nice and parallel. Now, with all that being said, the sedan is trying to look a little bit more elegant, right? The top of the wheel is basically covered when the wheel is inside of here. The 2-door cars, it doesn't have that. Now, this wheelhouse will fit. Everything will fit. It'll work just fine. But we're going to have to do some clearancing on the back side of the wheel well right here. And when this piece is not, the wheelhouse, the outer wheelhouse is not completely in the right spot. It's, if I was going to say, like, if this was straight, it's a little bit forward and down. Just a little bit. Because I haven't clearanced it back here to pick up on this pinch weld right here. I haven't clearanced it right just yet. But if I do clearance it right, this point right here is going to move about 1 inch forward and about 3/4 of an inch up, which basically puts this line right here, this line on the quarter, basically probably about 1/4 of an inch from the door. So this line is going to be right here. It's going to be right up against the back of the door jamb. And this accent line that goes down here, like this, is going to be like a couple, like maybe 1/8 of an inch to the door, right? This line is going to be right here. And then it'll widen out as it gets lower, and it matches, the accent line matches down there. So more cutting and welding. Yes and no. Now, fellas, it's going to look a little funny. This accent line's going to look a little weird being so small, right? Like the distance between the door jamb and the wheel is going to look a little strange. It's going to be really, really skinny right here and then get really, really big down there. Like almost like this. See how thick it is down here? See how wide we are? It's super wide right here, and then it's going to pinch right there. I'm not 100% sure if that's going to look like trash or not. I don't think so. I really don't. I don't think it'll be too bad. It will look a little bit strange, but I think the lines of the car will kind of, as long as the accent lines on the car match, and they pretty much do, yeah, we should be okay. Once again, this wheel well on a four-door car is designed to stay the same distance away from the door all the way up. So in doing that, what Mopar ended up doing, what Dodge ended up doing is lowering the lip about 3 inches. So this line up against the door stays nice and congruent, I guess. Now with this, we're going to have an accent line that's really, really, really thin here, and then it's going to get bigger and bigger. But once again, I do believe the sweep, the Coke bottle finish of the car is going to make it look okay. Yeah, no YouTube stream today. It's just Twitch for now, guys. I just wanted to have a quick conversation about this. We're playing Flight Sim after this. I just wanted to talk to you guys about this. I wanted to get some thoughts. Personally, we can clearance this. I can do the work, no problem. It's going to make getting the quarter panel to jive correctly up in here a little weird. That's going to look a little strange. Once again, this accent line is going to be, the wheel well is basically going to be right on the line of the door. And the angle of the door is not going to match the curve on the door is not going to match the curve on the wheel well. It's going to look a little funny right there. However, I do think that this is going to make the car look cooler. The reason why I think this is going to make the car look cooler is because it'll have two-door quarter panels on it. And at a glance from afar, it will look like a two-door car. Same job with the left-hand side too. It needs to be the same, correct. Make a template off the driver's side and make a mirror version. What? What am I templating, Hellfish? I don't understand. The lines? The lines between a coupe and a sedan are the same, dude. It's the same. It's just, I'll show you. Let me get you some pictures. I don't think you guys are understanding what I'm saying. Give me a second. Okay. So, yeah, I could probably find a better two-door picture, but it doesn't matter. All right, cool. So let's look at the desktop. All right, so take a look here. Let's go to the four-door first. Look. So, do you see this edge right here? This is what I'm talking about. See how the line on the wheelhouse and the fender, the line on the wheelhouse and the fender match the line on the door. See that? The accent lines are exactly the same. They're the same. Mine just have chrome trim on them. Okay, so it's harder to see this, but the accent line is exactly the same. Now, if we look at a coupe, I mean, this is a coupe from a different angle, which, oh, hello, baby. This might be a little weird, but the wheel well is, this is a little bit steeper, or a little bit less shallow. The four door will go up and then it'll go across right here. Now, if you look, you see how this is covering the top of the wheel? See, if you look at the rim, right, and you look at the distance from the rim to the top of the wheel well, look at it on the coupe. Now, keep in mind, it's different tire and et cetera, but you can see the top of the tire in the wheel well there. You cannot do that with the sedan. Once again, the sedan's wheel well, the outer wheelhouse on the sedan is a little bit different. The inner wheelhouse is the same, thank God. Here, you know what? Let me find a better picture of a coupe from the side. Preferably like pointing in the same direction. There we go. This will work. Look, so there's the two-door. All right, see how the wheel well is? The top arch of the wheel well matches the front wheel well. So you can see all of the tire. Now look at this. See the difference? The accent lines are exactly the same. But you can see the top of the tire. This is lower, right? And it's flatter because it's making way for the accent line on the door. All right? Obviously, the roof is a little bit different, but the accent lines, the sweep, and everything is perfectly the same. Now, see how this gets really steep, and then it goes kind of straight down? And then if you look at this one, it's not very steep. It curves, and then it gets steep. From this accent line down, they're pretty much exactly the same. That's what I've been able to find. But with the two-door wheel well, this line is going to go up here, and it's going to basically... This is going to look like a... It's going to look strange. I mean, the cool thing is that we have a bigger wheel well. We're essentially tubbing the rear end. Yeah, we'll have way more clearance for a bigger wheel in there. But it is going to look a little weird. It will be a custom car. Chop it too. I'm not chopping this car. No. It's just that accent line will basically intersect with the door. This line is going to be like right here, and then from here it's going to pinch, and then it'll get thicker down the bottom. My guess, knowing what I know about design, my guess is that it won't look too weird from afar. But those intersecting lines are going to look a little strange. I personally don't really have a problem with it. You can say that, you know, I might be coping here, but I really don't have a choice. We're not finding four-door quarter panels. And two-door quarters would look cool on this. They would look pretty sick. Yeah, it would look cool. Yeah, it'll look pretty sick. It will definitely be one off. But yeah, that pinch on the door is going to look a little strange. I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference, personally. Don't think it's going to... It'll look weird, but it might be one of those things where we do it and it looks fine. I'll be honest, I'm kind of okay with it looking a little strange, just a little bit, because once again, finding the parts for... They don't make four-door outer wheelhouses, and I just cut up my outer wheelhouse, so we're kind of fricked. Like, they don't make that part. I could go find a donor car, but if we're going to find a donor car that has that part that's all intact, we might as well just use that as the car that we're going to build, right? And use this as a parts car, right? So I don't feel like spending more money. I don't have any more money. We don't have more money to spend, so we're just going to kind of have to live with it. The budget on this project is kind of tight. That's okay. That's fine. I'm not asking for more money or anything. Don't worry about that. It's just, yeah, something to take into account. I can make it work. It'll look fine. I'm fully confident in my welding and fabrication abilities to make that look clean. It's just the lines are going to look a little strange. That's all. Now, the cool thing, if we really wanted to get cool, and I think this is a little bit out of my wheelhouse, would be to make the accent lines match. That would require modifying the door skin a little bit. We would have to cut the door skin and section it to make it match. Honestly, dudes, look, there's a lot of meat to play with here. There's a lot of extra sheet metal for the door skin, and we got a welder. I don't think that would be too big of a deal, to be honest with you. I really don't. The big pain in the ass would be to make the door jamb, the part that I'm incessant on trying to keep, right? Because they don't make that either. The custom fabrication work up in here would be difficult. That would be a lot of work. I'd do it, to be honest. I think it would look kind of cool. Definitely nobody would have something like this.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
All we got to do is just make the curve match the quarter panel. And once again, there is a ton of meat on this. There's a ton of extra door here. It's almost like they planned for this, right? Almost. That would require making this piece custom. But you know what, dudes? That's kind of cool. That would be kind of cool. It definitely would be a good exercise for custom fabrication. Yeah, it'll look like factory if I adjust this line just a little bit. Like, once again, I just grind off a bit of the door. All this is where the flap where the door skin wraps around the outer skin of the outer skin of the door wraps around the inner skin of the door right here. Dudes, we can modify that. Like, and if I don't like it and it sucks, guess what? We just go buy another 4-door. You can find these doors. They're around. People don't want them, so you can get them for like $50. So I'm not too incredibly concerned about it, right? Like, that would actually be kind of sick. You know, making a new door jamb would suck though. That would be tough.
Discovery, go at throttle
But we
up.
can clearance it, and I wouldn't mind doing it. Hey, Gravioli, what's up, man? 51 months, and then God, a 72-monther in there. Thanks, guys. How complex are the shapes of the panelings on something so square? Dude, that's the thing. These cars are very curvy. They're very curvy for a car that looks like a big box. That's what makes them cool. That's that elegant design that I was talking to you about. The car has a lot of curves in it. There's a lot of complicated shapes in here. But you know what, dudes? Hold on. Let me check something. Let me just see. I'm just going to draw a line on the side of the door. I'm using my paint pen to do it. Yeah, we could do it. I'd have to get the wheel well and everything kind of in place, but here, look. Look at the red line. See how the red line matches this? Now, honestly, it's going to probably end up, yeah. This piece is pretty much going to be here, so that means it's going to have to be like somewhere over here. It would go all the way in like that. And if we're going that far, we still have the meat to do it in the door, but it would look strange. A lot of English wheeling, yeah, for sure. You know what, dude? I'm sitting there looking at it. It's not going to look too bad. I really have to get that wheel well kind of in place fully to really see how this is going to look. I think we'll do that before we start screwing with the door at all. Yeah. Question, why can a bad voltage regulator in my truck make a hard noise? Is it going bad, or is it because the last time I ran the truck it has overcharging from 14.6 to 15.3? You're overloading your alternator. The voltage regulator regulates it regulates the voltage output of the alternator to make it constant. If you think about an alternator is attached to a belt drive on your engine, right? At idle, it's just going to generate power. What the voltage regulator is designed to do is, okay, say you step on the gas, right? You're spinning the alternator faster, right? Okay, you spin it faster, it should generate more power, right? Do you want that more power going into your electrical systems? No, that's what the voltage regulator does. If your voltage regulator isn't working, your alternator is overcharging stuff, and it could break things. You're putting way too much voltage through the rest of your electrical system. Why does it make sounds? Because your alternator is under a certain amount of load, and the voltage regulator regulates the load that the alternator is under no matter what the RPM. That make sense? Why not shape the wheel tub to fit the door line in that position? How? Here, I'll show you. I mean, we could do that, sure. But look, let me put the quarter panel that we cut over this. See what I mean? Look. Yeah, I know this is a bondoed piece of junk. I get it. Look at the amount of meat difference here. I wish I didn't cut this fucking thing. Oh, excuse me. Wish I didn't cut it, but it's okay. This isn't an insurmountable thing. It's just learning. You know what I mean? See what I mean? Look at the difference. I don't know, dude. Do we go with the two-door? Do we go with it like that? I mean, I don't know. Like, cutting, bending, and shrinking metal. Dude, I'm kind of sold on not necessarily sectioning the door, but getting that wheel well fit in position and then just sectioning this to fit the door jamb and just see how it looks. If I don't like it, I can always put that wheelhouse, we can take this edge, I can just weld it back in. It's not a big deal. What I'm really not looking to do is change this. The reason why I don't want to change that is because if we go to hang a two-door quarter panel on this, that is the guide for where the two-door quarter panel attaches. The quarter panel has a flange on it that goes underneath, and it'll pick up on this. That'll make it a lot easier. If I stick with the two-door wheelhouse, despite pinching up against the door and making it look a little weird, right? If we stick with it, the whole quarter panel will be much easier to hang, and we don't have to go modifying the outside of the vehicle too much. Cutting up the door. We don't have to, so, okay, I want to be very clear. Sectioning the door like what I was saying is not something we absolutely have to do. If I'm measuring this correctly, and I am, I sat here all morning doing this. If I'm measuring it correctly, the door will clear the wheel well. It'll clear it. It'll just be superbly close. this line will be almost exactly up against this. So the fender will be like right where my finger is. Here, let me switch to the other camera. Hey, NX. This is not fully in place yet. It's not fully in place. I have to section it a little bit. But what we're going to have to do is cut into this, and this bottom line right here, this piece, is going to basically be right here. The bottom, the wheel well is going to be right here. It'll basically pinch up against the door. Does that make sense? This line needs to go an inch up and basically an inch over. So that puts this where my finger is when the wheel well is in position, an inch up and an inch over. So it's going an inch up, an inch over. This line will be right there. This part of the door jamb will basically be where we hang the quarter panel. It'll be right there, but as it goes down, it'll get wider and wider. But it'll basically be a pinch right there. It's gonna look a little strange. How much of the electronics can you do in a car? Pigeon, I wired my entire 59 Ford. Yeah, don't worry about that. I can wire whatever. This custom job will save this old Mopar. Yeah, Rotten, I'm kind of with you on that one. And it'll be kind of cool. Definitely be unique. Nobody will have another car like this. It will look a little strange. But it also will make this look a little bit more like the 70s Coronets, right? It has a little bit more of a muscly look to it, which is kind of sweet. Here. So once again, look right in this area here as I switch back and forth. Ready? See what I mean? Right here on the wheel well is basically going to be up against the door. And then it'll go down like this, and it should all match down here. It's gonna pinch up against the door right there. To be honest with you guys, all right. It'll look a little weird, but we won't have this kind of, I'll say Cadillac looking car anymore. You see how, okay, so another thing to look at is, see where the top of the wheel well is right here on the front? The fenders on a 4-door and a 2-door are exactly the same. They're exactly the same. That's the same part, okay? See where the top of the fender is, or the top of the wheel well is comparatively to the middle accent line. See the middle accent right here? It goes through the front of the car. See these pieces right here? You have 3 accent lines on a Mopar like this. You have your bottom, you have your middle, and you have your top. The top one is the Coke bottle. Top and bottom of the Coke bottle. This one is the center line, okay? You see where the wheel well is relative to the center line? It's the same. It's the same on a coupe and a sedan. It's the same thing. The wheelhouse essentially goes to the center line, okay? It's pretty much, it's like maybe 2 inches off, all right? The back wheel well on a 2-door does the same thing. You see how the top of the wheel well right here is the same? It's the same height as the front. Same height, same position, same everything. On the sedan, see that gap? My wheel well will go up to here, and it'll just pinch right there, just a smidge. But it'll definitely carry a 2-door muscle car look. It'll change the lines of the car. And I'm honestly thinking that, you know, that pinch line is gonna look weird, but it'll make it look like a 2-door. At a glance, if somebody's looking at this thing going down the road, they're gonna be like, what the hell is that? Oh, dude, it's a 2, no, it's a 4. What the hell? What the hell is this? Sedan wheel well shapes are different. That's right, geek. Yep, that's right. They're just a little bit different. It's just a slightly different shape. And in that regard, the wheel well shape is going to basically pinch right here at the corner of the door. This shape will pinch, and then it'll get bigger going all the way down. Now, to be honest with you, dude, I don't really care. I don't know, maybe I'm just coping because we don't really have a choice at this point. I don't really have a choice. Like, we don't have a choice. We're not finding another sedan wheel well. And if we did, it would be on a donor car that has all this part of the wheel well straight with a nice quarter panel on it. That means there's no rust in here, which is not, dude, I'm not going to do all that work to go and find another car. That, and I don't really want to spend more money than I have to. There it is. I'm kind of okay with it. Seriously. It'll look like a two-door. It'll actually look sick. And for the most part, this is tubbing the rear end. It'll make it, we could get a much wider tire underneath here now, because we don't have to worry about all this metal down here. It basically is rolling the lip of the fender. I really think that the car, looking at the car from afar, will actually make this thing look really freaking cool. It'll look a lot more street muscly, and that's kind of what I'm after. See, I mean, the whole point of the car was to confuse people for the fun of it. I want people to look at this car and go, what? So, yeah, I'm kind of cool with it. Send you those images. Okay. There's one. There's two. Multiplanetary, what's up? How exhaustive have you searched for two-door quarters? Two-door quarters are everywhere. You can find coupe parts all over the place. There's enough re-stamped coupe parts to make one. I could cut the entire roof off of this car and keep all the underpinnings and make a two-door. We could make it a two-door. The hard part would be finding doors. No one makes two-door doors for these. You'd have to go find some and then fix them. Well, actually, I don't know. Somebody might make doors nowadays. It doesn't matter. So we cut the whole roof off the car and just build it from scratch. We can make a two-door. The VIN wouldn't match. The VIN would say it's a four-door, but it would be a two-door. I don't want to do that, though. I don't want to do that. I want something different. Dude, like Multiplanet, the way I look at it, you're never going to see another one of these. One, because nobody cares. Two, because, yeah, you're never going to see another one like this. I bet you someone could 3D print the stuff you need. Isn't resin super hard and strong? 3D print? I'm not putting resin on old American iron, dude. Like, that just doesn't... I don't want to do that. Are there any structural issues from that pinch spot? No. Not as far as I can tell, Hellfish, no. If anything, so the interesting thing was I noticed it, but I didn't put two and two together. The four-door has a recessed piece. This piece. The four-door has this punch in it. You see this piece? That was to butt up against the door jamb. It was spot welded to it, right? So like the door jamb was right here, and this fender piece had a recessed part in it, so the wheelhouse would pick up on the door jamb and tie it together. It's already going to do that anyway with the two-door, so I don't need this piece. I saved this piece for this just because I was like, oh, I might have to graft this on there. Nope, don't have to graft it on there. So, yeah. I'll get this all figured out, and then that pinch right there, I'll just plug weld it. Plug weld the damn thing together. Once again, it's going to look a little strange, but it'll definitely be one of a kind. Yeah, it'll definitely look a little... It'll look cool. Like, I never liked that about the Coronet, the four doors. I never liked that the rear wheel well looked like that. If we do that, it'll look definitely cooler. How's the other side? You have a bad ground, Gravioli. Clean all the terminals on your rear lights and they'll work.
Yeah. I want to keep it a 4-door. Yeah, I really do. It's just that, like I said, that pinch is going to look strange, but I'm honestly okay with it. I don't think it'll screw up the lines of the car too much. Because the thing is that you're only going to, from far away, from any further away than 10 feet, you're not seeing this. You're not going to see that. You're not going to see these lines. From 10, and this is, once again, this is going to design principles here. From this far away, do you see that pinch? Can you see this from that far? No. Hell no, you can't. It's not even, your eyes don't even look, you're not even seeing that. See what I mean? That camera's what, 15, 20 feet away from the car? You're never going to see that. It'll only look strange up close. You'll look at it and you'll be like, what the hell? But, you know what, man? I'm fine with it. Like, honestly, I saw that and I was like, oh no. But now that I've talked to you guys about it and whatever. Yeah, it really doesn't bother me. You're not, from far away, it'll look a lot cooler. Trust the process. Yeah, ARJ, I'm kind of with you on that one, dude. Yeah, up close it'll look weird, but from far away, yeah, this car will look, it'll definitely look a little bit more muscly with the bigger wheel well in the back. Like I said, doing this essentially is tubbing the wheel well. We're clearancing the wheel well. So we could put an even bigger tire in there. The 275 will fit, but the 275 is, we could put a 295 in there, which is a foot wide almost. Yeah, it'll be something that nobody else has, like for better or for worse. I mean, this is going to require a little fab work with the door jamb, but that's okay. It's okay. We got to rebuild a lot of it anyway. I'm kind of happy you guys are cool with this because, yeah, I'm cool with it. I just wanted to tell you guys about it, and I was worried people would be like, no, it's going to look stupid. But the vast majority of you are like, yeah, no, it'll be fine. And I really, yeah, I'm with you. I'm happy you came to the same conclusion that I did. I don't think it's going to look a little strange up close, but from far away, this thing will look sick. You don't know how that changes the lines of the vehicle, right? If that makes any sense. Like, it's going to change it and it's going to make it look like that. The lines of this car will look like this. And see the scoops? The 2-door quarter panels come with scoops. So,
Discovery, go and throttle up.
I'm not saying take the scoops and put them in the door right here, but I'm saying take the scoops and put the scoops in the door. They're fake. I don't care. I think that would look cool. Hey, PY, what's up, man? 86-month resub. Doors, the meat to do modification, right? I like it very much. We could go either way with it, dude. So, Rotten, I think the first thing I'll do is clearance this, just to see. It's just basically cutting a hole in the inside of the wheel well right there, and then butting the wheel well up against the door jamb. Not that big of a deal. If I don't like it, this is a straight piece. I can just put it back in, right? We just weld it right back in. That's not going to compromise the structural integrity of the wheel well. So if we just section a little piece right here, right, get the wheel well into the position that I want, and then try to fit that piece back in and then, zap it back in and then clearance it where I need it to go. We'll do that first. And if, you know what, dude, if we don't like that, if we don't like it, then we'll section the door. It's not a big deal. We'd have to redo the door jamb a little bit, but redoing the door jamb might be a little tough. But if we did it and it worked, oh, this car would look sick. It would look really good. In the case you were modifying the doors anyway, what if you change the radius of the door's corner to come close to the wheel a little bit? That's what I was saying, Demondred. Yeah. I was saying, dude, there's a lot of meat on the skin of the door right here. There's a lot of extra material. Like, see all this right here? There's a lot of extra, dude. We could just cut it. I could just cut it and weld the pinch on the door and make a new accent line. That wouldn't require much modification. Where this would get tricky is doing the jamb, redoing this part of it. The metal, like that part right there, this would get tricky because we'd have to make a new curve, right? But what I would do is I'd match the door first. We'd cut the door first, right? And then curve apart and weld it in there. Like I said, it's doable. I'm going to modify this first, though, to just see how it looks pinched up against it. That means we just got to cut the wheel well to clearance. But that's no big deal. Cool. All right. Open the door and show the jam. Sure. We'd have to make a new curve. Like we'd have to, what we could do is just cut here, Frowlin. We could cut out a 2-inch, we could cut out a 2-inch section right here. And then cut a 2-inch section, just, look, you know what? I just figured out how to do that. Hold on, and shut up. Look, if I cut an inch section out right here, and then we cut an inch section out like that. See this piece? We cut that piece out, and we just take this and we move it up. You use the same curve. We could just section it and move it upwards. That still doesn't make this line, though, match that line. You know what, frick it, dude. That's like, I'm kind of about it. That's kind of cool. I mean, not doing what I just said, like just this whole thing. This whole thing of like moving the line on the door, that's some really good fabrication practice, man. That's kind of why I'm about it. I just want to, we'll try it first, just fitting the wheel well and seeing where the wheel well lives relative to all this. I think that would be the first thing to do. That's not practice. That has to be perfect. The gap will never be right. Yeah, that's why my first inkling is to not touch that at all. And just live with the pinched shape right here. That's what I'm going to try first, Hellfish. Yeah, that's what we'll try first. Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't, I mean, it really doesn't look too bad, but this is not fully in position. When I do put this fully in position, this bottom edge is going to basically be where the metal starts. But you know what, man? I'm kind of okay with it. I'm all right with it. I don't care. That'll be fine. Massive newbie here. What's with the rust right there? Is that bad? Oh, yeah. Oh, come on, you. Clear the door. You're talking about all that down there? Yes, that's really bad. I have to cut it out. That's cancer, man. You got to cut it out and replace it. So here's how this works. Crack my bones. This is like, it's like a puzzle game almost. This is why I enjoy this. And this is why I try to, like, this is why I'm streaming it on Twitch, because this is like a puzzle. It's a puzzle that you have to put back together, but you don't have all the pieces. Because I don't know what the hell this freaking thing looks like, right? I don't have all the pieces to this. So where do you start? You start with something here. So the wheel well, I'm going to replace it. And when I do, the front of this is going to be basically right here. This is going to be shifted about an inch forward. So it's going to be right here. And now that if I get the wheelhouse, the black part, in position, I have a datum to know if I cut this out, how far this piece goes back and basically where it lives. You kind of have to fill in the blanks and then go. And then I have to redo the rest of the door jamb here. This piece should go all the way down like this. It should curve. And then this piece should go straight and it should curve with it. And then this piece should go all the way down to here. And then the door flange should go all the way down here and it should follow the door, right? But see, if this piece is up against it, it'll be easier to see it. It'll be easier to see where everything lives. So you have to fill in the blanks one at a time, dude. Are you doing all the work yourself? Yes. Yep. Everything that I've done to this car, I've done on stream. Will we ever see an Atlas 6 rocket? That's what Vulcan is. Atlas 6, Pwn Sister. Yep, I do all the work. I've been trying to get into a habit of working on this car once a week on stream. Otherwise, we're just playing games. And doing space news. But yeah, dudes, that's my little status update. But I did get everything cleaned out in the wheel well there. I got all the little scraps left over, grind it off, and then I flap disced everything. And the wheel well fits great with the exception of that. I just have to work on some clearancing in there. Cut and shape the wheel well to match the door jamb. Shogun, that was my first inkling, dude. And I'm actually super happy that you guys came to the same conclusion. Yeah, what I'll do, you actually flip back to that camera. What I'm gonna do is just cut this little bit out so I can get the wheel well into position, because it's fouling on this right here. And once the wheel well's in position, then we'll assess how to build back up against the door jamb. I mean, if we have to make a little hump on the inside of the wheel well, it's not gonna be a big deal because the quarter panel is gonna be there anyway. It's just, once again, this line is gonna look a little strange because right here it's gonna pinch and then it's gonna get wide as it goes down to the bottom of the car. It's not gonna be too bad. And once again, from 20 feet, you're not gonna notice it. It's just gonna be a little bit of a weird line. Sometimes profile lines like that can make the car look weird. That's all. But yeah, this car I think is gonna look pretty sick. From day one of putting that car in the garage, what have you learned about the car up to now? I've learned how to weld. I've learned how to do basic fabrication. Haven't done advanced fabrication yet, but learning how to weld is pretty good. Yeah, I learned how to plug weld, learned how to really weld correctly. I learned how to repair frame rails, how to level a trunk pan, how to put in a trunk pan. Yeah. Guys, like, here's the thing, you know, we're working on this car. And I'm learning how to do everything with this. If a two-door car comes along for the right price way down the road, like after this car is finished. If a two-door car comes along for the right price, I'll know how to fix it. I'll know how to fix everything. I can build you a new one, right? When it's all said and done, I'll be able to build one. That's a pretty unique skill. Not everybody knows how to build a freaking car, right? If done right, you would not even notice it even up close. Yeah, Jogan, yeah. I think we can get it done correctly. I'm pretty sure I can. And once again, we'll go to hang the 2-door quarter panel on it. This will be the only 4-door car with 2-door quarter panels around. It'll look cool. The clearanced wheel well, I think, is really going to change the it's going to change the look of the car. It's going to look like a 2-door with 4 doors, which is actually kind of cool. I think that's neat. Can you also put flames on that? No. It'll look pretty sick, man. You know, if you paint it red, it'll go faster. Yeah, but if I paint it blue, I won't get pulled over as much. Because this thing's gonna roll, man. She's gonna go fast when we're done. Yeah, okay. So the plan is clearance the wheel well to the door jamb, and then go from there. If it doesn't turn out how we want, so be it. We can fix the wheel well. It's not a big deal. And either way, no harm, no foul. Like, that's the thing I got to remind myself about working with metal. It's, there is an undo button. There isn't an undo button, but there is an undo button. You can always just weld it back together. Greg's going to be badass at a car show, IRL stream material for sure, yep. Flykin, I could. It would take a while. Yeah, it would take a while. My big impetus for being okay with this is that, see that, the wheel well shape? That's a really hard shape to make, dude. It's a really complicated shape. I'm inclined to keep the more complicated shape the way it is. Less fabrication work. Yeah, Clayton, for sure. Flykin, you asked for those 2 images. Tell me you were overlaying one over the other. Yeah, these are all stampings, exactly. This is all stamping. Yeah, that's, yeah. It was stamped with tool and die. Like, that would be hard to hand make, man. I don't want to do that. Please don't make me do that. Yes, and I sent the link. Oh, excellent, dude. So how did you do it? Did you just Photoshop the 2-door wheel well onto the 4-door? Oh, thank you. This is great, man. Thank you very much. That's what I thought you were doing. That's why I was like, no, you can have the links. See that pinch? See exactly what, that's exactly what I'm talking about, dude. Hold on. Oh, this is perfect, buddy. Thank you so much. We could clearance the door and the jamb. We could do that. I'm confident that we could make it look right if we had to. But wait a minute. The back of the quarter will have to be pulled to the wheel well. You see that? This part? No, it won't. Nah, dude, we're good. They don't make 4-door quarter panels, man. They only make 2 doors. We're going to hang 2-door quarter panels on it. That was always the plan. So the back of the wheel well, that's what I mean about having that more muscle car shape. You're talking about this thing right here, right? Don't worry about that. We're putting a 2-door, yeah, when it comes to it, man, we're buying 2-door quarters. All these parts that I have, the extension, the wheelhouse, it's all 2-door parts. So basically from here back, the car is going to be a 2-door. And then from here forward, it's going to be a 4-door. Get yourself a bunch of welding clamps. I have welding clamps, dude. Yeah, I have them. I bought them a little while back. I actually have all kinds of good stuff. I have welding magnets. Check these things out. Oh, I'm prepared for this, dude. Don't worry. We got welding magnets. These are good for welding pipes together. But you can use them for other things too. I have the welding clamps. You're talking, Hellfish, you're talking about the thing with the tab in it, right? There's a tab going through it, and then you can clamp it on both sides. They're here. Butt welding clamps. Yeah, here we go. See? Oh, we got it. Don't worry. Yep, I have them already. Yeah, I anticipated this, dude. I'm not as dumb as I look. Only a little bit. But yeah, okay. Flykin, that render kind of sold me. I'm good with it. And also, if we really wanted to make it look right, we could clearance the door jamb. It's totally doable. Like I said, we could cut this piece and just move it up a little bit, right? And then just not extend the line here, but extend the line where it's straight, right there. Totally doable. I just want to see something flanking. Hold on. Dude, thank you so much for doing this, actually. This is a big help. I really appreciate it, man. Give me 1 sec. I just want to... Dude, see what I'm talking about? Oh, that's what I mean, dude. Look at it. It completely changes the look of the car. Whoa. Dude, I like it. I like that a lot, actually. That's really cool. It's gonna look, dude, that's gonna look weird. But being able to see the whole rear tire changes the silhouette of the car so much, dude. I didn't plan on putting the 500 trim back on it, Hellfish. I wanted the sedan to look like that. I'm getting rid of all the external trim. I want it to look just like that, dude. Hang on, something's throwing me here for a bit. I gotta look at something again. We just gotta go in here and modify this. It's this part right here. Let me just eyedropper some of this. Come on, eyedropper. The skills of an artist. I want to see your skills of an artist. Didn't go to art school for no reason, man. Actually came pretty in handy here. Just saying. What do you think, dudes? Let me take a step back. It'll look fine. That'll look fine. This you now? What do you mean? Side by side? Well, let me get the original image. Do I still have the original image up? Yeah, okay. So here, let me... Is that my car? It's an inspiration image. I just photoshopped, a couple of viewers and I photoshopped the car. Yeah, it won't look bad at all. Draw it with the new door line? Oh, all right, hang on. Oh, I hit the save button. Whatever. Draw it with the new door line. Okay, hold on. Yeah, bio, it's nice.
Discovery,
Man.
go at throttle up.
It looks like a stretch charger. Yeah. Hey, Maddie, let the hilarity, insanity, and the good times roll. Yeah, man. All right, here, let me just clean this up a little bit.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
That would be a lot of work, but doable. You still really don't notice it with the seam? Yeah. Fly, can I notice something a little bit different? Look at where the wheel well terminates on the red car relative to the wheel, and look at where that one terminates. It's actually very similar. So this line in reality is going to go out here and down like that. Yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it, dude. Yeah, that'll look pretty rad. Here, let me just eye drop again. Oop. Ooh. Ooh, I like that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm good with it. Let me stand back a little bit and take a look. Yeah, dude. Oh, that's gonna look cool, man. Even with or without the pinch, that's gonna look badass. Your eyes aren't drawn to it. Your eyes are drawn to the open space back here. Ooh. Ooh, that's gonna look real cool. Yeah, it matches the front wheel well, dude. It looks good. That looks really nice. And dude, if we section that rear door, it'll look amazing. Wow. Something, because like when we were just messing with it a second ago, something didn't seem right. But now, like, part of what you do with design, guys, is you draw something, you take a step back. Take a step back, look at it from afar. It looks good. It looks good. That back section off the rear wheel that I just painted over, really, it changes the whole car, dude. It makes the whole car look different. Oh yeah. Yeah, dude. That car is gonna look badass, man. That's gonna look sick. Oh, it looks great. Why didn't they do this? Why change the rear wheel well? Dude, it looks sick. That car looks bitchin'. Oh, I'm actually super hype on this now. Man, I need to get those quarters. Holy crap, that looks great. Mint, 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 mint. Yeah, dude, it looks like a car from GTA. That's kind of sick, dude. And then, hold on, let me check something. How's it going to look with the scoops? Like, let's just put those there. Yeah, I might not put the scoops on. Yeah, the scoops would be like right here and right there. Because if it was a two-door, the two-door door jamb would be right here. Dude, I don't hate it. The changing out that back wheel well made a huge difference. I actually see what I mean? See what I mean about design, dude? Yeah. Yeah, that'll look fine. You don't think it needs the scoops? ARJ, yeah, I'm kind of with you, dude. You know, I mean, keep in mind, this is just a fill-in, right? One scoop is above the accent line and the other one is right below it. It doesn't look bad with them. It really doesn't, but dude, we shine this up. Look at those clean lines, man. Oh, baby. Updated mock-up. Dude, isn't that nuts? That's what's cool about design. Like, if we're talking like just real, like, car design, like where it's not just about like completely Spartan built like a spacecraft. Bro, all right. Let me just take a step back. Changing a small line will change the entire look of a car. Yours is a little better. Yeah. Even with the pinch, dude, it looks fine. It looks fine. Honestly, it does it. If we took the trim, actually, if we put the trim off, put the trim back on, the lines are where your eyes are drawn to because there's contrast there. And the wheel well is where your eyes are drawn to as well. Yeah, it looks fine. Hey, Alzy. But if we loaded up paint, if we actually did the section door, oh, baby. Lines are critical. 68, 69 Mustangs were better than anything that came after. Absolutely multiplanetary. The accent lines on a car make such a big difference, dude. Metal shrinker, you already have a roller. Yeah. This might not be as hard as we think. I'll do it with the pinch first, Flykin, and if I don't like it, I'll look into doing this. It really is not that big of a deal. The reason why this is not that big of a problem is because hold on. It's because this line right here, that line, that part of the door jamb line is straight. So this isn't rocket science, dude. All you have to do is just take the line, and then move it up. We cut the skin on the door to look perfect, right? And we cut the door jamb and we move it up. We move it up about 2 inches. Because once again, the door is straight right there. Use the straight lines to your advantage. But EJ, I like this. Yeah, that's not the same car. Haven't you learned your lesson about saying all you have to do? No. No, I'm getting better at understanding what that means, actually. So it's the opposite of what you think. Yeah. I mean, it's going to suck doing this to both sides, but... Cool. No, it's not how hard could it be, man. That's not it. Like, I'm figuring out how hard it could be. This is not bad. Modifying that jamb is not as hard as it looks. It really isn't, because we have straight edges on the door. The more I look at it, like Hellfish, like look, I'll just tell you. What time is it? Oh, it's 1:30. We got to get going. Look. Don't look at any of this. Look right here. We have a straight line. There's a straight line right here. We got a straight line right there on the jamb. There's a straight line right here on the trim, at the trim level. Okay? If we took the jamb, right? You cut it right here. I understand there's the curve. You have to take into account the curve, but the curve is pretty consistent, okay? We took the jam, we moved it up. I get it that this is hard to deal with that curve. I understand. You're not wrong. Actually, the curve is going to make that difficult. It's going to make it a lot more difficult. But that curve is pretty much the same. It's the same profile from here to here. Yeah, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah. All right, we'll do it with a pinch. Yeah, it's not that the straight line is good here, but if this was perfectly straight, it'd be super easy. But the problem is you have a compound curve right here. The car curves down. That's what's going to make that hard. Could you weld on top instead of grind it off? Yeah. Okay. We'll do it with the pinch. I'm going to do it with the pinch first. I've decided. Could you weld it on top instead of grind off? Yeah, I'm not sure what you're asking there, dude. All right. I saw what I wanted to see. Cool. Thank you for listening to me, dudes. Let's play some Flight Sim. I'm pretty okay with how this car is going to look. Even with the pinch. The pinch is going to make it look a little strange, but if you just kind of take a step back and look at it, it'll look actually really cool. All right. Couldn't be simpler. That's right. All right, cool. I'm going to go into, we're going to go back inside into the office, and we'll go from there. Stand by for loss of signal from here, from the garage as expected.
Okie dokie. So, that's the plan. I'm pretty sure it'll look okay. Like, and I want to see that picture again. I want to see it sitting down in here. It's a good-looking car in general. It's hard to screw that up. Yeah, K3. Sorry, I was scrolling up a little bit. All right. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. You like it non-pinched, but that's a lot of work. Correct. But, I mean, Coltech, where I'm at, like, part of me is... Like, at this point, dude, where the hell do we draw the line for what's a lot of work? What are we not doing a lot of work already? Like... Like, we're already there. Knowing where to draw the line on in any restoration project is always so difficult. Yeah. Breezy, here's the thing. I am doing this on a budget, but the parts are pretty plentiful for 2 doors, right? So we got to make some compromises here and there. But dude, even if I bought, like, it's not it always goes back to the whole impetus for the crew cab charger project in general. It always goes back to it. The parts aren't expensive. They really aren't. They're not expensive. Those wheelhouses were what, like $200 a pop? Not even, like 160 a pop. It's not a lot of money for that wheelhouse, right? It's not the parts that are expensive. It's the damn car. The cars are the parts that are expensive, right? So, guys, you know what the screwed up part is? I'm into this Coronet right now, you know, since we started this project, probably $3 to $4 grand. At best. That's not a lot. Like, you know, if you know, doing this change, like this custom fabrication work, right? If doing it meant like spending 10 G's or something, then I'd be like, you know, like, where do you draw the line with the parts that you have to replace? Dude, I could replace the whole car. We could replace the whole car for $5 grand. Like, I could replace every single bit. You know, as much as we could with 2-door parts, right? You could do it. It's not a big deal. It's not, is it scope creep though? Like, I don't really have a choice here, but if it was like, if I could buy 4-door wheelhouses and a 4-door quarter panel, that's what I would have done. You know what I mean? This isn't scope creep. It's not, it's, you know, like, it's not scope creep. This is something that we kind of have to deal with because we don't have certain parts for a 4-door car.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Like, the thing is like, time is not necessarily a constraint here. Like, and we have the stupid thing apart. You might as well, right? Like, yeah, it'd be scope creep if I opted to do this when I could have 4-door parts or 4-door quarter panels. We could have just done that. You know? Now I'm really happy that you know, there's a new old stock quarter panel on eBay, but it's just one. It's just the right rear. It's not the left rear. I'm really happy I didn't buy that and, oh yeah, I'll just replace the left side with a 2-door quarter panel. No, it would have looked ridiculous because one side would have looked like sectioned and the other one wouldn't. You know? Like, yeah, exactly. Digel, that's exactly where I'm at, dude. Like, is it scope creep to want to just change up that door jamb a little bit? No, that's not scope creep. That's reactionary to the problems that we have because we don't have 4-door parts. Like, there's the truth, dude. Right? Like, that's how it is, man. Question, why spend money on rebuild of a car from the 70s / early 80s when you could say rebuild a Ford Model T or Model A? This car is from the 1960s. Cars from the 1960s. Cars from the 1960s are extremely popular. Nick, they're extremely popular. 1960s into the early 1970s. Pretty much anything post 1973 is not nearly as sought after. Yeah, Hibbit, that's no problem. Yeah, that's the whole that thing right there, this thing going on, how those lines get super close. That is that was my impetus for doing this, for talking to you guys about this. Yeah, the more I'm thinking, just, I could get around the damn lines. It's not, as long as it, can I just see one more thing real quick? I need to see where this thing really starts to straighten out. If it straightens out above this accent line, we could probably get away with it. Hold on, let me look again. I'll be right back. It's straight above the accent line, so that's actually good for us. It starts to curve basically right here. Yeah. I didn't know that you can use Google Earth to see old pictures of the launch
Discovery,
pads.
go and
Yep.
throttle up.
Google Earth timeline, man. Hey, Ren, what's going on? And Ferraris, how you doing?
Discovery, go and
Sawyer,
throttle up.
97. You're graduating today. I'm gonna harass you later about things. Oh, okay. I was just talking to Twitch chat, Binary. Yeah, okay, cool. I needed to have that conversation. We've been at it for about an hour and 45, so, yeah, I need to get my joysticks out, and we could do that when we fire up the YouTube stream, so.